You see, what the mystics, especially in yoga, they have experimented, that each 7 minutes we change our breath. 7 minutes from this side, 7 minutes from this side. So when the sound it comes out, it takes a turn on a certain point. On this turn, there is a sound. So the people, those who have heard it, they call it Om, they call it the sound of one hand clapping. On each turn, there is a sound. This is what we call anhata, unbreakable music. So Gorak experimented different things on yantras, different on mantras, and out of these experiments, Tantra was born. Tantra was much more before. It is as old as this whole creation. It comes from Shiva and Shakti. Because Shiva and Shakti has a dialogue. One Shakti, what we call her Parvati, Devi, she asked, "Beloved, tell me the origin of my seed. What is the seed? From where I came? Is there any destination in life or not? How this destination can arrive? What is ecstasy? What is bliss?" Shiva said, "Yes, I will give you an answer, but my answer will be a borrowed answer. It is not going to help you because it is my experience. You have to have your own experience." So Shiva, she asked 112 questions, and Shiva gave 112 techniques of meditations. Shakti did those techniques, and after completing the techniques, she got an answer. First question. She did second technique, she found the answer of the second question. Like this, 112 questions were asked and 112 answers were given to her from her own experiences, not from the mouth of Shiva. Shiva did not say intellectually. It was not his knowledge. Because Tantra is never borrowed, it is never second hand. It is a first hand experience. Tantra, there is nothing like second, nothing like information. There is a wisdom. And the wisdom comes from within yourself. When you open yourself, then you start receiving this whole vast wisdom which is available in this cosmos. Your transmitter is very strong, full of receptivity. So whatever has happened to the people, beautiful people in the world, it happened because they were ready to receive it. So they were not the creator. For example, you are playing a flute. It is not you who is creating. You have to become a hollow bamboo. Bamboo is hollow from inside. It's a tunnel. So it is not you who is putting the fingers on the different holes of the flute. It is the existence which is directing the fingers. And the sound is coming from beyond. You become receptive, so you receive this whole wisdom, whole knowledge. So there is nothing like mystery. Nothing like mystery. Once you know, then you will know it for what you have come, why you have come. You wanted to come, so you are there. Eastern mystics have been telling us that when somebody leaves the body and a desire was left in him, he could not fulfill it. Maybe he did not tell to the family that where he has hidden the treasure. He was not happy with the wife or not happy with the child, or he did not create a palace and he died. So that desire was left. Because of that desire, he comes back into the next life to fulfill it. And there's no end of desire, so you have to come back again and again in the same cycle of going and coming. That is why a man like Buddha always has been telling us that desire is the cause of misery. Because what is there in this life except misery, except unhappiness? Nobody is happy. Very few, rare people are happy in the world. A rich man is not happy, a poor man is not happy. So this desiring mind cannot be happy at all. The mind which really accepts everything as it is becomes happy. Too much expectations. He should be like this, she should be like this. It's terrible. So Tantra says don't expect. If you want freedom for yourself, the other also wants freedom for herself. You have to allow every individual to be themselves. But the world moves with the domination. So Tantra has been telling us no domination. Nobody is your property. It is not you who has created it. So you don't have any right to control it. So Tantra was not very much appealing to the people, but it was appealing to the people, those who loved freedom of the self, not anarchy. You can be anarchic in yourself, but you cannot be anarchic for others. It's a violence. And you cannot torture the body. It's the only religion which has loved the body, which has respected the body. The only religion which is without a mediator, without methods, or without knowledge. No scriptures. Everybody comes as an empty book. Our page, our page of book of life, it is unwritten. But we write this whole book. So whatever we have written, we have to unlearn it. Once it is unlearned, once it is deleted, everything, then it becomes empty. When it becomes empty, the wisdom starts showering on you. If you are full, there is no space for the wisdom to come in. You have to create in a space. That is why Jesus always used to say that a camel can pass through the hole of a needle, but not a rich man. Rich in the sense of accumulations, rich in the sense of ego, I. Camel can pass, such a big animal can pass through the hole of a needle, but a rich man cannot. Rich means the one who has definitions, the one who is a Hindu, who is a Buddhist, who is this, who is that, somebody. When you are nobody, then you may pass through the whole of it. That is why Jesus always used to say, those who are like children, they are welcome in the kingdom of my God. The kingdom of the God is open only for the people of no mind. The children lives with the feeling, lives with the intuitions. Though no mind is not grown in them. So a childlike mind is needed. This is what Tantra has been teaching us. To me, I did many techniques. But one should taste. everything. As we say that there are 112 original techniques. One must practice maybe in 1 year all those techniques. Maybe it may take 1 week this, 1 week this, 1 week this, 1 week this. In between, one technique will click to your body, to your mind, to your being. So whatever technique clicks to you, it can become your gate. Go through it. Do it for a few years and you will have results of it. So for me, important technique was Nada Brahma. But I used to do it 3 o'clock in the morning. My wife and Binod Chaturvedi is the witness. We were living together. He said, Ganga, I have met so many people in my life, but never like you. 3 o'clock in the morning, my body used to jump from the bed and I'm doing this technique. 3 o'clock. In the beginning, when I started it, I was thinking, I will get up or not. So I had watch for 2 days. But when I looked at the watch, it was exactly not 1 minute here or 1 minute there. It was exactly 3 o'clock. So after 2 days, I thought the watch is not needed. And when I experimented, when I looked at the time, it is not who I am, who is hungry. It is the body also. Body has lost its original contact with you. So it is also helping you, it is also supporting you. So this is, but I have been doing dynamic, I have been doing Kundalini, Nataraj. I used to do for many months, I did 5 techniques. But then this was my favorite, Nad Brahma. That is the eternal, that is the sound of the Brahma. 3 o'clock in the morning. We call it Brahma Muhurta. That time Brahma is awake. The creation is alive. The divine is awake, 3 o'clock in the morning. So that was my favorite. I did it for a couple of years. But it was a beautiful experience.
Why is that?
Very beautiful. Because it gave me deep contentment and my body became very aware. My ears became, my nose became. So it's my own experience whenever, if I have an assignment to work with the tourist as a guide, 7 o'clock, I used to come out after shower, little food, and maybe 20 people there, 20 people there, 20 people behind, and they are talking so loudly. Nothing was entering inside. But if a bird is singing, somewhere that sound used to go. So for a few months I was thinking, I'm really hypnotized or mad or something like that. And one day I was listening a discourse of Osho, and I found this mystery. He says that my sannyasin can be meditative in a market. You can be in meditation even sitting while you are sitting in your office. Meditation means when you are focused 100% in one direction. When you are not divided. Generally, we people are all divided. We listen the other, but at the same time we are winking. It's not listening. We are looking at the other side. I am talking to you, you may be looking there, you may be looking there, you may be thinking something. It means you are not 100% there with me. You are divided. Once you are divided, you will not be able to know the language of the body. Once you are totally in it, then you will know. Body knows its own language. Body will listen only that what it looks beautiful for it. It will receive only that sound. It will not receive ugly sound, aggressive sound, fighting sounds. possessive sounds. So that is the language of the body. That is what Tantra gives you, a deep insight, a deep awareness to the body. And they say it, that it is your temple. You are living in it. Respect it. But we torture it. So we miss this opportunity. एक बार क्या हुआ, कभी मौका मिले तो पूछना तुम, इस क्या नाम विनोद से, हम ध्यान करके हमेशा नाश्ता साथ में किया करते थे। माता जी बनाती थी नाश्ता और दोनों बैठ के करते थे। तो उनका ये बेटा भी कई महीने रहा साथ में। तो एक दिन हम 6 बजे सुबह से एक ध्यान करते थे, उसमें घुस गए हम उस कमरे में और हम निकले नहीं। 7:45 तक तो वो विनोद बोले कि भाभी आज भाई साहब नहीं निकले ध्यान करके। तो बोले हो सकता है कि नहीं निकले हों, बैठ गए हों वहीं कमरे में बैठे हों। तो उनने खटखट किया दरवाज़ा, तो हम ज़मीन में लेटे हुए थे और हम क्या है कि वो एक क्रिया होती है, तो वो हमारा सिर टकरा गया था दीवार से और हम लेटे थे। हमको कोई दर्द नहीं, कोई कुछ नहीं। तो जैसे उनने दरवाज़ा खोला तो बहुत खून बहा पड़ा था वहाँ पर। तो उनने विनोद भाई को बोला कि बोले ये तो खून बह गया, इनके लग गई आज, इनको हमें लगता दीवाली बात। तो उठाया उन्होंने। फिर हमको उस टाइम पे दर्द हुआ, इसके पहले दर्द नहीं था। वो एक स्थिति अच्छी है। अपन कहते हैं ना कि शरीर से बाहर की यात्रा करते हैं, एस्ट्रल ट्रैवलिंग जिसको अपन बोलते हैं। तो शरीर से बाहर के भी अनुभव होते हैं ना, कभी कभी ध्यान के मध्य में ये अनुभव भी होते हैं कि शरीर से भाई दुख तो, दर्द तो शरीर ही को होता है ना। अब तुम शरीर से बाहर निकले बैठे हो, उस टाइम पे तो दर्द किसको होगा? महसूस करने वाला था ही नहीं ना वहां पर। तो ये होता है। तो ये हमारा खुद का अनुभव है,
your personal experience with
खुद का
Osho
अनुभव है वो।
in Khajuraho, Pune, and America, in short way,
अरे इट्स टू लॉन्ग।
just a little bit.
आई टेल यू वन स्टोरी।
In Khajuraho, you lived a lot. In Pune and also in
One
America.
incident I will tell you about your word. Once what happened, he came because he used to send his friend from Chhatarpur, used to send a letter by bus driver to my home, Rajnagar.
Okay.
That Acharya ji is coming, so they send this time, Ganga, you be there in the temple, meet him. So I used to come when I received this letter. So it was the month of May, and he wrote in the letter that he will reach here 8 o'clock in the morning. So I reached there. सो जहाँ मंदिर का ये गेट है ना, वहाँ पर एक अशोक का पेड़ हुआ करता था बहुत बड़ा, उसके नीचे हम बैठे थे। आई वॉज सिटिंग देयर एंड वेटिंग फॉर हिम। ही केम एंड ही यूज्ड टू कम बाय जीप ऑफ महेंद्र कुमार मानव। So he said, Ganga, today you are not coming with me in the temple, and today you have to become my guard. I said, Acharya, I am always your guard. I am always behind you. I am always guarding you. He said, no, not like this. Today you have to stand at this gate and be the real guard. Because after half an hour, maybe after 1 hour, 4 people are going to come to see me. So if you are standing at the gate, they will definitely ask you who you are, what you are doing here. You tell them that you are the guard of the temple. He mentioned about it also in one of the lecture. So he said that, yes, they may ask you, since you are the guard, how long you have been standing there, from which time? You tell them from 6 o'clock in the morning. And then they will ask you that, have you seen a man with the beard, with the chappals, with the white cloth? You tell him, no, such a man has not gone inside. And I said, look, if they enter inside the temple, then what I will do? They said, then it is not your problem, let them come. But if they ask you, you reply like this. So I have been waiting for them, and after 40 minutes, one jeep came in which four people were there. The way he told me that they look like this, their dress will be like this, so they were exactly the same. So two of them from the jeep, they got down and came to me. I was standing at the gate. So they said, "Oh, you are the chokidar?" I said, "Yes, I am the guard." So they said, "Have you seen such a man inside the temple?" I said, "Such a man has not gone inside the temple so far. From 6 o'clock, I was standing here from 6 o'clock." So they said, "Are you really sure?" I said, "I am 100% sure." I said, "If you don't trust me, then why don't you go yourself inside and find out?" But such a man has not gone. And nobody has gone inside the temple so far. Not even one tourist is there inside. So they came back to the jeep and they discussed something. So the two people, those who were sitting in the jeep, they got down. And they came and they asked me the same questions. I said, "I have already answered your questions. Such a man has not come to visit the temple." So they went back. They discussed something which I could not hear. And after 10-15 minutes, they left in the same direction from which they came. It happened only this much. Then I waited at the gate for 10-15 minutes. I thought maybe they come back and they enter. Then the Acharya will say that you did not perform your job. So I waited for 10-15 minutes. Then I went back. So he was lying down in Kandariya temple inside. I said, "Acharya, these people came and they asked me the same questions, what questions you told to me. Exactly the same thing they asked me. And I gave them the answer. But I said who they are and why you did not wanted to see them. They said all of them are a big chatterbox. Chatterbox. In this word, really, I was graduate, but this word never came to me. And then I never read this book in any lesson or any book. Chatterbox. So I was quite amazed for 5 minutes. And after 5 minutes, I asked him, "Acharya ji, you have used the word chatterbox, that all these four are chatterbox. What is this chatterbox?" He said, "Chatterbox is the one who speaks too much, too loudly, too many questions. It's a chatterbox." And if they would have been here, they would have asked hundreds of questions. And my visit would have been useless today. And I wanted to be in peace, quiet, in silence, without any disturbance. So I did not like their company. Only this thing has happened. One day I was sitting, it happened in 1976. That day he was speaking on Jin Sutras. I was working also in the ashram in 76. So sometime every day we used to come to listen. The So one day, that day he told that if he has bribed only to be one person in whole of his life, and I have never bribed anybody in whole of life, only one person, and that is my guide. But he returned my bribe 1,000% more by becoming a sannyasin of mine. So everybody used to know in the ashram that I used to go with the Acharya in the temples. I was well known in the ashram. So when he left the podium, everybody, 200 people came and they hugged me. They said, "Ganga, how much money you have taken from Bhagavan?" I said, "He's a big liar. He never gave me anything." Then I explained them the whole story, how it happened, because he made a joke. So it is there in one of the book, this joke. So this is interesting being with him, but there are so many experiences being with him in the temple, in the ashram, many things.
But why he decided to go to America? in place of giving
Because you see,
such a
this,
mysterious
no, no,
country.
no. This ashram was a very small ashram. Every day 5,000 people were coming. And there was no space for the discourse for 5,000 people. We were accommodating only 2,000 people. So 3,000 people every day used to go. So ashram has been looking for a different place in India. But that time Morarji Desai was the Prime Minister of the country and he was anti him. He never liked him because he said the truth about Gandhi and he was a Gandhiwadi. So he never liked this. So he never gave any permission. They looked in Kutch, they looked the palace of Patiala Maharaja Palace in Chel Palace in Shimla. And the Maharaja was ready to give. And Mandvi, Maharaja Mandvi, the whole family is sannyasin, they were ready to give him this whole palace. And even Rajgarh Palace. That time Govind Narayan Singh was the chief minister of Madhya Pradesh and he was a lover of Osho. He read some of his books. So once I asked Mummy, please, this my guru Rajneeshi is asking me that if we can get this for 100 years of leech, try Ganga, go back. So through Mummy I tried and Govind Narayan Singh agreed on this whole project. Yes, he said, yes, yes, with pleasure. I will give for 99 years of leech.
Wow.
And then in between this bloody Morarji Desai came to know that this Govind Narayan Singh is giving because Mummy has a big influence on Govind Narayan Singh. So he called him and then the whole deal was cancelled. Because of it, he was not getting permission in the whole country. So he left. Somebody found out.
But why America?
No, because people found out the land. So it can be any other country also. If some proposal would have come from Germany, from Holland, or from any country, he would have gone there. So the first proposal came from America. So he said, okay, let's
And
go.
why the American government have?
And you listen, here 2,000 people were coming per day. There 25,000 people were visiting every day. That is the difference. So it became more easy to convey the message fast to 25,000 people. So that was the difference because the space was very little.
But the reality, why this American government got so tired with him?
Tired. He said the truth as it is. Truth is a fire. It burns everything. All your definitions, everything. And it is, politicians are always against the truth.
Ah, yes.
They live in hypocrisy. They live in pretensions. They are not the same. They have millions of faces. So the fire is not appealing to the politicians. When a man like Buddha is born, the thorn is shaked. सिंहासन हिल जाता है. It can be a pope, it can be a cardinal, it can be a Sankaracharya, it can be anybody, or the prime ministers or the presidents of the countries. He has to say the truth as it is. He cannot compromise. He's not living for you.
Yeah.
If he is living out of compassion. He wants to share the truth as it is. Your truth cannot be your truth. His truth cannot be his truth.
Yeah.
Truth is always universal.
So,
Whether you accept it or not, it is your problem.
some of your experience with him in America,
Uh-huh.
any little bit, any incident which made you always remind.
So once when I went there, this secretary who lives now in
Switzerland.
Switzerland, she asked me how many dollars do you have. I said I have only $2,000. So he said you cannot live more than 15 days. I said fine, I will live 15 days. So she has shown me the place. So I met one driver of Osho. He was my friend from Pune. His name was Bires. I said, Bires, I came here for 2 months, but this Sila is telling me that you cannot stay more than 15 days because you have only $2,000. He said, don't worry, Bhagwan knows you personally, so what is the problem? I said, I have, when I will meet Bhagwan, then it will become possible. How I can meet him? Because everybody has to see him from a distance, 1 meter distance or 2 meters. That those days he was not meeting anybody personally.
Ah,
No, no, he was not meeting anybody personally. So after 12 days, I asked again Veeresh, what can be done here? Please help me. How I can see Bhagwan? He said, okay, one day I'm going to take him for a drive. Because generally he himself used to drive.
right.
But that day they were going some little bit out of the commune. So Veeresh was going to drive, and he said, when I will drive, I will mention your name, that he has come and he is staying here, and I will tell the whole story of Sila. So he told him. He was very happy. So he asked where he is staying. So he told him, tell Sila to put him in this place, change the place. So Veeresh, next day I met him. He said, Ganga, Bhagwan was happy you are here. So he has changed your place. I said, it's okay to change the place, but Sila is after me. I cannot stay more than 15 days. What I will do? He said, don't worry, tomorrow you are going to see him. So I went to see him, and I stayed 3 days, 15 days more, free, nothing. So it was an interesting incident. But sometimes he used to meet the people to whom he knows from the very beginning.
Yeah.
But those days he was not meeting anybody. Everybody has to wait. He said no. For 1 month, no meetings with anybody. So people have been staying there waiting to meet, to see him personally. From India also, many people went, but they waited.
When he came from America, why you have not invited him to come and stay
No,
in
no, no,
Khajuraho?
no, no. He did not move anywhere. He was just in the ashram. His body was fragile.
So the Americans gave something to
They
make him.
gave him, they did some analysis in England in the laboratories, and they found him the presence of the thallium poison. Thallium. You know this one poison which is known as thallium. So the symptoms which he has in his body, like white hair, ultra white hair, this is the effect of the thallium. And the sound also, the voice also slows down.
Ah, yeah.
This is also the symptom. It happened with him.
It has just happened after coming back from
Yes,
America.
and it takes about 3 years for the body to die. So he died after 3 years of this poison. So this is the scientist which has given this whole analysis of this
Is it true when
poison.
he was flying from his state to India that to take the fuel, the Italian government have
Nobody
not
allowed him.
allowed him?
26 countries.